Hello everyone and welcome back to Arctic Retro. In today's video I'm gonna take a look at this one. It's an Nintendo NES and it's not working. So I haven't really done a lot of retro game consoles on this channel. I have a few videos about the Atari 2600 from before. This time I'm gonna take a look at this Nintendo. It's not working and I'm gonna try and see what's wrong with it and see if it can be fixed. The actual console looks to be in good shape. It is not very dirty and yeah, nothing's broken and no scratches that I can see. So that's not an issue. However, I have hooked it up now to my TV and if I power it on, it now has a game inside. It starts up. However, I have tested several times before and it did not power on. It just blinked. As you can see, there is some issues now on the screen and the controller doesn't respond at all. The funny thing is, with the game cartridge in but not pushed down, it starts the game. However, if I push it down and powers on, then it just blinks and nothing happens. Take it up. Then it starts. No, there's no graphical glitch, but the controller still does not work. I tried both ports. So there's clearly some issues here and yeah, hopefully it's not something serious because if it was some chips or any vital part of this console that was not working, then it would not start at all, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna open up the console and take a look inside and see if what we can find. It might be just something simple, like dirty contacts or anything like that. Let's see if I can figure out how to open this up, but what's this? Blinker? Gonna see if I can remove that. I bought this quite cheaply as not working, so yeah, probably been used a lot. Okay, seems to be just regular Phillips screws down there. Let's see now. Yeah, that's simple. All right, that's what we got inside. There's a big RF shield. So there actually seems to be missing at least 2 screws, or it could be from the factory, but okay, so we're in the cartridge slot. So why would it stop working when the angle changes? Let's see how this mechanism works. You insert the cartridge, which is PCB of course, with the edge contacts. You insert it into the slot and then you just push it down. It clicks in and you push again and it clicks out. The cartridge slot here does not change angle, so that indicates that the contact is not good anymore. The contacts doesn't seem bent or anything. It's lot of dirt, I think. They are very black, so yeah, what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray a lot of contact cleaner on this one, deoxide, and then I might try and bend them a little bit upwards. But before I do that, I'm actually gonna take off this thing so we can see the whole motherboard and take a look at that. So far every screw has been the same, except for this first one, it's a little bit longer. And another longer one. So now the whole board and everything is loose. Okay, I'm gonna try and disconnect these connectors. Yeah, you just pry them straight out. As usual, very stuck inside the contact. And the power contact, also hard to get out. There you go. I just set this aside. Of course, I'm gonna clean these contacts and switches and everything with contact cleaner in a while. All right, that's the underside. Video circuitry here. And then we have all the chips, which I don't recognize at all. These are custom Nintendo chips. And now this cartridge holder can be moved away. The underside of the motherboard looks okay. Some dust. Of course, I'm gonna clean it off. And that's the contact. And is it soldered in, or is it just pushed? I think it's just pushed, actually. So I have never had a Nintendo open before, so this is new territory for me. Okay, now it's off, and we can clean all these contacts with some contact cleaner, of course. So let me just start by doing that. I use this oxide clean. It's very strong. Leave it there for a few minutes. I'm just gonna take the other side. And this is the part that connects with the cartridge. So as you can see, it's quite blacked. Then I use some soaked paper just to push down, to clean down there into the contacts. Finally, some alcohol just to clean away some of the excess deoxidizer fluid. Now I'm gonna try and use a small blade here just to see if I can bend all these pins a little bit out without bending them sideways. You see now these I have bent out. They are protruding a lot more than the others. So I think this works. Alright, that was all. I think they look good. They are much further down now into the contacts, so they will grip better. Now back to the PCB, and I'm just gonna clean the contacts, contact cleaner as well. The motherboard looks okay, but I'm gonna clean off it with a lot of alcohol just to remove any dirt. Okay, I think that's it for this cartridge port. Okay, a little bit of a cleaning of the plastics, some dust only. Now that I'm at it, I'm gonna clean the case, of course. It is actually a little bit dirty, a little black here and there. Gonna take it down into some soapy water. In fact, it is a little bit yellowed as well, as you can see the outside compared to the inside. Now a little cleaning of the switches and yeah, the contacts. Alright, I think it's time to assemble the console and see how it works now. Just find all the correct screws and we're good. And of course I forgot to connect these connectors, so I need to unscrew it again. So now it should be easier. Alright, that was it for all the cleaning, and yeah, I think I'll test it now. So let me just insert this one. Remember, it wouldn't power on with the cartridge down, so let's try it now. Power on. Nope, that was kind of strange. Try with it up. Yeah, same as before. Now it actually starts, but there are some graphical glitches. That's kind of strange. The contact should be good now. I took out the cartridge slot, and let's see now if we insert it just like this. Yeah, it starts, but as soon as you push down on it, you see there the graphics glitch disappeared. And there it crashed. So the obvious problem is the cartridge slot here, and yeah, I have to take a further look at it. Maybe it has to be replaced because it might be worn out completely. Alright, so I think I have completely missed something. The slot here, I thought it was only the lower part of the connector that was in use, because I couldn't see any pins in the upper row, but of course there are. When I look closely, they are only deeper inside, so it's probably the upper pins that are bad. So I'm gonna try and pry a little bit on those, see if they comes further down and make a better connection perhaps. So it was almost not impossible to bend the upper pins anywhere, because they are stuck deep inside, but let's see if that made an improvement. Oops, nothing. But now it is supposed to be down. So I think, in fact, this is completely gone now. Push it down. Now, okay, so this cartridge port is worn out, so I'll find a replacement for it. Here's a new cartridge connector, and well, it's actually not new, but it is much better looking, seems, and it is from another not so healthy Nintendo. So I'm gonna order a new connector, a brand new one, because I think these are made still. Let's try this one. I cleaned it up, by the way, with some electronic cleaner. Shows gray when it's up. and down. Okay, so now it starts. So, and no graphical glitches, but I think this will do. Seems to be working better. Okay, I'm assembling the console, and since there were missing at least 3 screws around this shield, I found a couple of other screws. I think they'll fit. They are not as long. Not that it's essential to have those in place, but yeah, that's it. I've cleaned the case and it looks much better now, almost spotless. So now I'm gonna test this a little bit further. Seems to work much better now. No graphical glitches. Kung Fu then. Yeah, that works. Alright, I'll leave it with that. Now I know that these 2 cartridge slots are a little bit bad, and I will order a couple of news. But then it was the matter of this joypad that did not work. So still doesn't work, of course. So to rule out that it's nothing wrong with the actual contact in the console or the console itself, I have this other joypad that I know is working, so I'm gonna test with this one. Let's see, does it work? Yes, it does. Yeah. So nothing wrong with the console about that, at least. Let's see if a little contact cleaner will help. Then give it a little massage. No, that did not help. No reaction. So that could mean a lot of things. Maybe the contact is worn out in the joypad, but actually I see here that the wires are outside. They have been pulled out, seems like. So I'm gonna open this up now and take a peek. Okay, that was not a screw. There's 6 holes, but only 4 screws. And it's not like the screws are missing. There's no screw hole further in. It's supposed to be like that. Okay, so that seems simple. So there must have been some cable stopper inside here, because I doubt it was like this from factory. But I'm gonna take out the little PCB and yeah, take a further look. Okay, this looks alright. Let's see if we can measure some contacts. Okay, so we got something there. There as well. There are 5 wires, but there's 7 connectors. The wires seem to be good, so let's see if we have any voltage and get something out of the console. Yeah, there's 5 volts. And there's 5 volts, so that seemed good. And I actually tried to just short out the contact pads here with some metal, and that did not have an effect. So I'm thinking maybe this chip is blown then. But that seems a bit strange. Let's measure, do we have 5 volts on these? Yes, we do. That's the select. It has 5 volts. So even if these pads are simple switches, it is still being processed by this little chip and sent back to the console via the connector. And here we see the pinout for the connector. We see that it's actually a data stream that goes to the console, and it has a clock. So the conclusion is either this chip is gone or this contact is gone and doesn't connect properly to the console. So I'm gonna insert it and measure from inside of the console to see if all the pins are connected through to the controller. So I'm measuring continuity between the contact on the inside and yeah, the pins on the controller side to see. So let's see now. Yeah, that's connected. And the last one. Yeah, so all the wires from the controller is in good contact with the console. So my conclusion then is that this chip is not working, and that's nothing you can actually replace yourself. So it's impossible to repair this, but you can get a completely new controller for almost nothing. I've seen them for under 10 euros, so I'm gonna order a couple of these. All right, I'm about to wrap up. I have assembled the console, and yeah, I thought I'll just conclude a little bit here. So this repair didn't go quite as I hoped, but at least I now know that the cartridge port is better than the other one. Still not perfect, but at least the machine turns on and you can play games. And the controller is gone, so I need a new one, but that's not a big issue. Anyway, it was fun to investigate this Nintendo NES, and I hope you learned something. And if you did, then please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. So with that, I just say thanks a lot for watching, and a special thanks goes out to my Patreons. See you, bye bye. Alright, so just before I was about to release this video, I got this package, so let's take a look. So here's 3 brand new 72-pin connectors for the NES. So now I'm gonna go ahead and replace those on both the consoles, and I have one spare. Nice.